stepped in to fill the gap, and they've been left with a change there too. I haven't seen NIP so far. How are the changes working so far? I think they're the second best team in Group Nirvana. I don't think that... at one extent did choose not to go towards that as well. Teleport has been picked up by Feather, not by Niket. They both have that spell book, but not going towards the teleport right now. Hoya can get a little bit of wave clear in, but needs that power Q. Really gets to level 6. We'll be safe now. How much CS is he going to lose though? Niket could yeah, he's actually looking to go press that ult now just so he can get that powered Q for wave clear. I was just saying, he was just a little bit too low rage. On the other side, Feather pullback doesn't get that root, and we're firmly into slapping this Yunara down from the field of play before they can really get damage off. However, on the other, hang on, Hoy's going to use that ult. There's the Doomby coming up with the global. Not really on a great timing though. Of course, Doomby, great player of global champions, but I think you know, Hoy's very, very happy now with that ability to survive there. Setab was on the roam to potentially cover if things went long enough.
Yeah, went across the wall there with that across the veil. I don't think a wall counts as a veil. I feel like a veil is slightly thinner. More nebulous.
But it can sometimes be a curtain.
Yeah. Is a curtain a wall?
No, not always.
It's a dive,
dash out from leave.
Oh, and actually now that's just a very dead-looking Yunara. The Arc of Ruin is good. We'll get one back, but now Niket caught under this turret won't be able to get that much back. Leave Flash Cleanse does survive.
Steal separately to each target, depending on the damage done to them. Okay, it'd be like, you know, if Lucian did a double tap pass onto every target around the original target, you know what I mean? Onto the recall, no flash on Niket, he's going to be caught out.
Yeah, he is. That's a very dead-looking rel. Well done there from TT.
Oh, and apologies as well. We heard as the host welcomed our teams in today, actually. It's the artist formerly known as Niket is apparently the pronunciation, I don't know when this changed, was introduced as Nike instead.
Nike, okay.
Nike Goddess of Victory, I suppose. So yeah, it'll take us a little while to get around to pronouncing it that way, but that to zone or corral TT into different areas around the objective or mid lane.
See how it all plays out from here. That Herald drop comes on through. Weaver's wall as well. 1xN caught on the other side of it. Needs to be a bit wary. Throws down the doggy. The deadly plumage beginning to fly. Just giving that bit extra move attack speed. Turret in mid lane will fall. NIP force hard and get the turret they were looking for.
Setab's, oh, hang on a second. Solo kill pulled the ult onto Setab. Ult for ult. It looks like the trade flashes away from a bit of damage. Not all of it, though.
Oh, nice solo kill from, you guessed it, solo kill.
Setab, no HP to work with in this build, has good burst, but caught out by the Ambassador. And Setab, yeah, a big part of TT's damage and their threat onto leave is gone. I don't think TT can do that much, which is a real bummer for them, because I think they were banking on, oh, well, we'll soak the mid lane push, we'll call down Setab at some point, and then we'll fight. Not able to do so. NIP take the mid lane, they take a solo kill on top side, and they use them both to go in towards the
of course,
drag.
going for the Blade of the Ruin King first, still going towards his Hurricane second. And it does mean actually for a lot of those HP stackers, you do get a lot of value now in terms of just AoE hitting people with lots of bolts everywhere.
What it does really give is wave clear, which sometimes Yunara is a little bit slow on. Hang on a second. Setup, flash onto Niket coming into bot side. Flick back from Doomby. Great follow-up with the flash. Double flash it. Well, yeah, double roam down that. Nio was around the corner, and Setup has had an awful time in side lanes.
That's not great. Going towards the Shadow Flame second. I know Xiaohu loves this build, but Xiaohu is very outside later, and Setup right now is struggling with it.
NIP getting huge value across the map now. Of course, they have the better grubs as well. They have 2 compared to just TT's 1. They'll take turrets a little quicker. They took the top lane before with solo kill. Take the bot lane now. Mid lane should still be able to wave clear through by leave. He has himself cleansed, so it's not really like anything coming from that. So they're ulting towards mid lane. There is a fire ult with flash as well. Flash forwards, 1xN on top of the minefield, but gets away from the Vi ultimate. The Ambassador ult misses.
We do. Damage comes on down. 1xN gets one back at the very least. AD carry getting a kill each way. Aki now getting some damage down, but he's just going to get run out as Leave just gets to keep ghosting and forwards with that Kanmei step.
I said, oh, the Ambassador ult misses. It's because the damn line skill shot looks exactly the same as the Ambassador. It's like, oh, it just missed it, because I just see 1xN, really good reactions from him. Dodges out on a bunch of stuff which flies at him. Hoya comes in on a good timing too. But Aki just goes way too far forwards.
Picture in picture, Yunara.
If he catches Setup, who doesn't have flash, that could be a huge moment for the top laner of NIP.
Tab needs to be a bit scared. Does go across the veil. Solo kill now looking for an angle. It's a known quantity. 5,000 HP. Can they find the smite still? Paranoia comes on down. Turns the lights out, making it a bit trickier. The smite from Feathers Spellbook will help secure that one. Now to the backline. Aki low. Goes down with the Madness Storm coming on through from the execution. Onto the Zyre in the backline. Solo kill in danger. Flash on forwards for the Ruthless Predator. Trying to get some mortars. Hoya gets that one. It's a messy fight. Now a 3v2 with 1xM trying to get some value. Another wonderful shattering strike. Can't get the Feathers. Finally gets the Feather Storm. It's just not enough in the tank. They get the Attic Arm, but lose absolutely everyone doing it.
An ill-fated engage from their AD carries, meant to be their big damage source to win in a 4v5. That is insane. On sideline now, Feather's caught out by the Solero. Think the Rakan's going to go down. Indeed they will. Kill for NIP onto the support of TT.
Now into this position where NIP find themselves a lot of
Oh my god, it's just happening again.
Going down again. That's what, 4 times effectively he's died inside lanes?
Yeah, it's I think 3 because 1 was in that team fight, but same difference really. The NIP have played around sideline so much better. Nycat was playing not been that this game. He's not at fault. I think really, compositionally, TT have had some issues. Now I might get a Q and an ult out of a bush. Here comes Doinby.
Get some value. He's going to be jumping onto Hoya down to 10% HP. Goes down. Solo kill. Picks it up in short order.
Now, the good thing about this is that Aurora is actually hitting top lane just a little bit to make sure that... no, I mean, the turret's already gone, but at least cross-mapping in terms of the wave there. But Hoya dying so quickly, it's a bit of a problem. You fed some Magi stacks up to Doinby as well. And, yeah, thank you for the stream through there. Katari, good to see you. Good morning. And TFG as well, good to see you in chat. And all the regulars as well. Appreciate you all over Twitch, YouTube, and of course, Onivia's chat as well. NIP setting up towards that Baron. Hoya's dead for a little bit longer. They could potentially look to start up the Baron and force the teleport out. They do have a blade on Yunara, so better objective damage from them.
We get a fair amount of damage on down. NIP looking to get some autos on through. This Baron, let's just down short order. Down to 5,000. Niket into the back line, trying to get out again. Nycat, we get that pronunciation right. They don't quite find what they're looking for because 1xM was very fast on that Featherstorm. And now Nycat is a little bit split off. The attempted flank has gone so very wrong because the bird, it turns out, can fly.
Nycat caught out after trying to find a bit of a risky retreat path, and NIP, despite them being in a good position...
Giving this dragon up.
Yeah, look, it would be third dragon. It's not the worst dragon to give up in the game. Now, I will say 3 Chemtech dragons now means that you have 18% heal and shield boost, which does apply to stuff like Rel's Crashdown, and to Vi's passive, and to, of course, Ambess's multiple shields as well. There's only one Tabby. This is the game which you absolutely don't go towards that. Towards, yeah, looks like the Infinity Edge coming next. Game's really slowed down. NIP, I think they were getting free wins out of side lanes onto people like Setup and Hoya over pushing. That's no longer the case. They're having to pull TT towards objectives, but they can't rush the objectives quickly enough. And they can't peel off the objective to dive onto the Zyre well enough to stop him from getting burst with huge feather pullbacks.
Okay, trying to jump on a Setup who gets shoved anyway. Oh, Setup, it's not even a side lane. It's just the mid lane.
You have flash, you have ult, you use neither, and TT are down a mid laner. That's the play they were looking for, and Setup dies a 5th time. A terrible performance from him getting caught out isolated multiple times.
Double root doesn't lead to all that much. Poor old Ishin.
With 4 items, sure, because
your autos are.
Because your auto attacks can burst like that. There is an Infinity Edge. A good Infinity Edge crit will be a burst, but it's not the same as someone like that Zyre. You can go, you know, an auto Q, E-Feather pullback or something like that. It's incredibly high DPS, and like, as long as you're in her active range. Which
that does tend to be the key, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Chemtech Soul, spawning now. NIP, gonna start it up with the Ambassador. Perhaps TT say, look, you can have the Soul. We're not going to die over this. They're teleporting towards the Baron instead, trying to take Baron for the Soul, potentially. 1xM doesn't have that much life steal. That's a bit of a mistake there for him to be the one tanking it, actually. Teleport onto the other side, Doinby coming over. And TT, they're just umming and ahhing.
They're just trying to bait people in. Political Setup's not here either. He just want to teleport. So they've just been a bit like, can we find something? No, they get the teleport. So he's going to say, that'll have to do.
It's a lot of inaction. They go towards the Baron, they get a teleport out, and they don't commit to that either. It's a slow game, folks. What can I say?
Looks like 1xM potentially in danger here. Goes up into the sky. Massive turnaround. Looking to get some value back as Down goes Feather. Setup gets Unara, though. And that means that potentially they can turn from the public execution goes wide.
So 80 carry down while 1xN is still up. Now 1xN doesn't have summoners or ults because he had to use both. But Smite, they see the HP and it's not that low actually. They could potentially look to contest this still. Couple of seconds on the ult. They could go for a paranoia steal.
For it, Nicat. He chunked out but not down.
Oh, this is dangerous, NIP.
Here we go. Oh, NIP. I think they might have fumbled this one a little, pulling off the Baron. Feather in the front line. Celestial opposition goes down. Finally, the paranoia pop. Feather in the backside. Gets the quickness. Only one to really want. Going through another. On the other side, set up between worlds. Gets some value. Trying to get onto Doinby. Does pick up Unara, who doesn't survive the worlds between. Flash away for a second from Naya. Gets himself across the wall with a Vault Breaker. What about 1xN? Trying to stack up some autos across those wards. Keeping himself going. Keeping the Conqueror stack best he can. Feather gets the knock up. Doinby flashes away. They lose the Rakan. Damage comes on down on top of the Ambassador, who finally falls. Doinby no mana. Rooted but gets himself out.
Doinby doing a hell of a lot of work. I wonder whether TT could have actually left. Q gets that mini knockback, which pushes Aurora into the edge of the Between Worlds. That punts her over to the other side of it and allows him to go towards the fight. Now, we have TT starting the Baron themselves, and they are actually rushing it.
Yeah, they get stunned up, but not to that much avail. Paranoia comes on down. Magna Storm away from Niket. Safety for now. Feathers begin to fly across Niket, who loses about half their HP bar.
Yeah, it's a clean Baron secure, and it's on a good timing for the Elder. It's not like they have to spawning. Solo kill over the wall. Not many flashes available for this fight, you know. 1xN has his, though, and that is a huge kingmaker in this kind of fight. Elder started up. Feathers racking up as well. Wall used to separate TT away from the objective. 1xN pulling the Feathers back, but not in place for DPS. Needs to get in position to do some damage right now. Hoya getting some stuns onto solo kill. Feather going in for a little bit of engage onto the front line. Taken by Aki against his old team. Leave will die, and TT will scale into the late game and leave the ninjas in pajamas broken and shattered.
They should have won this game oh so much earlier, should NIP. Solo kill burning out, not quite down and survives, but it's not going to change all that much in the grand scheme of things. Thunder Talk hold their nerve, play around the Xayah and setup. He may have died 5 times in side lanes, but when it comes to the big old fight, he still gets to press R. Thunder Talk are going to win game 1.
TT pounce on NIP around the Elder. Secure the objective and solo kill. He is trying his best, but he can't do much about the Elder. TT will scale, clutch it out, and take game 1 against NIP, who have looked very good in Nirvana so far. So TT, good signs for them, and Aki. It's the melee. My worry for TT is that if Lucian goes down, their damage goes with it. So 1xN will need to be very, very protected and play very well. A little bit of damage coming through. The camp will reset, but the poke has gone to the side of NIP. What's happening here? Now, Orion is getting the shove in mid lane. Level 2 hit from Nio because he gets that smite Feather. Doesn't have much to deal with. He's going to go down for first blood. Pantheon takes it. Good smite from Nio, and TT bring 4 members to a party. 3 members to a party. That 4 present.
Potential guy dive here. Doinby's got 6. They can look for this. 1xN with the Baron and the Flash. Gonna have to burn both carefully. They use the heal early. Great jump forwards. Gets nothing there. Niket flashes out, and the turret heated up means nothing. NIP with a clean dive for Nio's Pantheon, and Nio from ahead is very, very dangerous. He's wonderful from that. Oops, is what we say about that one. Potential angle on in here with the Grand Star for Feather in danger. Don't think he's going to be given an opportunity to get out of this. I think this kill's going to be donated over to at least 1 extra member. Solo Kill is the one who's picking it up. NIP. On now, potentially engage onto Doinby, who's got an ult, got the passive to worry about with Braum, tries to play this one out cleverly with the Twilight Shrine, and does so. Dawning Shadow comes across 3 members, Doinby re-engaging, Crescent Guard buys time, Doinby ignited but not down! 1xN gets the Akali Traitor's Life for it, but it was always looking dicey. You'll take what you can get.
Think about what I've done, sir.
Yeah, but you're off, you've been taken out of timeout.
Yeah, I've been.
Are you sorry? TPing and they really want to
Setup can shockwave the wave. He can shockwave the wave. He doesn't even need to here. They're going to go into turret. There is a shockwave to buy some time.
Needs to be careful. Doesn't get anything. He's just going to go down. The dive comes on through. Niket will die to the turret. Does it execute?
Yeah, it does. Poor flash from Setup. Honestly, would have just been better off throwing a freaking auto. Doesn't get that much value down. And now with the 3 grubs, NIP will get a kill get themselves the turret. It'll be first turret, so it'll be towards the feat to strength.
But I don't think they have desired late game win condition this time, right? 1xn can dance best he can. And speaking of, maybe required to, as Hoya.
Nice, Hoya.
On in. That was really good. Leave is the one who died. Aki goes on in. Crescent guard, blocks out 4. Broad passive onto solo kill, who is certainly not in a solo scenario. And Aki gets the double.
Insane ult angle from Hoya. Hoya is a player which has often been my most criticized member of TT. But he had a series recently where he was deathless. His tank play has been very important to TT, playing front-to-back styles. Feather will spot out a couple of... Hang on, Feather, my dude. This is actually a little bit too far.
Got an unbreakable in a dream. Won't get to stand behind 1xn. Flashes and dies. Awkward Doomby now really deep, though. And is traded out.
Really nice from Satab to get that shield onto 1xn to give the shockwave. And honestly, trading Akali for Braum, you take that as TT, especially because that kill saved
I could take him.
I could take
in a fight, right?
In a fight, right?
In a fight,
so
right?
Turns out, actually, yes, it was in a fight. Glance on the Feather. So he's having a much less happy time with things. Trying to get towards the blast cone. Will be able to use it to get safety.
Yeah. Manages to ensure that they have a wonderful explosion out to safety. Hang on, grab Starfall though. An additional spear comes on through and pierces the heart of Braum.
Sets up on the sideline. Now going to get aggressed onto by Niket. Oh, it comes through. Niket, rather. Not another great shockwave. And it will be a 1 for none on the sideline. Niket doesn't die on the side.
He was potentially looking to see whether a win becomes lightning over a wall could happen. Won't quite happen.
1xn going towards that mid lane, has Herald. This is actually important because NIP are not actually winning out on the overall gold trade. I mean, TT are happy taking the mid lane.
Dragon comes on, being attacked by Thunder Talk. Try and set from Nightcat on the front line, gets a decimating smash down, interrupted actually onto Hoya into the back line, goes Doomby really deep, Dawning Shadow across the top of them, gets some value, but has to go straight back out again. All the while, 1xn trying to get the kill, does do so into solo kill, and survives, leaves attempt on his life. Shockwave onto Nightcat, gets some value. They finally bring down the Lucian, but at what cost? In goes Doomby, trying to get some knockups, flash on forward from Hoya, who's just on top of the Akali. Leave needs to run, hit by the command attack, the dissonance, and leaves Bones being jarred apart. He's hit by the big mechanical ball. Hoya, Roar of the Slayer, slow onto Senna, flash away, Curse of the Black Mist, and maybe, just maybe, Flash for Senna can't get inside the auto range, needs to get inside that passive, last embrace, Leave still running, teleport coming on through, and I think he's out.
Leave! I think Leave and 1xn, they are the two AD carries who have put themselves on the shortlist to really make something of themselves. Distance, I really love the way that Setup's using the Enchanter properties of the Orianna. Braum just goes wide.
Khan has been aggroed. A little bit wary of those resists being shredded. They're starting it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no depth charge now. That does hurt things a little bit. Look, this is the Intercarn angle. Hoya's coming across the side. The front line is massive. Zetab, if he gets himself a good shockwave, could do a hell of a lot of work. Great teleport behind, though, from Akali.
Really scary. Now Solo coming on the flank angle as well. It's all going to get very ugly indeed. The damage of Brutal Doomby can kill them all. 1xn trying to buy some time, but it's just not in the bounds. The hourglass runs out of sand, and towards the Anagarn they go. It is Intercard hours, and Ninjas in Pyjamas put TT to bed.
Why would you do that, TT? What reason is there to do that? They can't close off all the angles. They get flanked by both solo laners, and TT, at such a lead, will now fall behind after an awful Anagarn setup puts them behind.
That, I mean, yeah, you know what? It really fucking sucked. That's what we're going to say.
Yeah. It just does, and you know, I mean, I'll have to excuse our language as the co-stream. Turns out it's our party and we can do what we want.
Ah, genius.
We're very funny here, and we are not at all over-indexing on solo stuff.
Side lane plays.
Setup on side lanes has not been successful in today's game. Shockwave will cancel out the W. It's not bad, but it won't save him.
He's trying to run away with the phase rush for a little bit, gets himself a Seraph shield, but no angel on your shoulder is saving you from the pizza baker.
Does buy a lot of time to push out mid lane, though. Credit to CT. They'll get a mid lane in a turret. Setab dies pretty unceremoniously, going to 1 and 4, but the inner turret raises a really good point. It's not going to be retracting as much. The Senna stacks at this point of the game are absurd.
Oh, you are so right.
Not having to spend gold on boots because you're happy at just sitting around on your... Just easily will walk up and shred that tower. Tower's gone down. 2,000.
The rest of his team a chance to show
Look, I'm just saying, if you talk about champions of chat, don't you forget our queen of the Xerxai Rek'Sai. I'm just saying, you don't leave her out of the conversation.
I mean, that turret's gone. It's just disappearing.
There you go, 3 grubs really helping with that. They get the extra adaptive force from the Paddles as well, remember? That definitely helps them. And Leave is just taking Orianna shields onto the Lucian. I just don't think that's the case now. Doomby going to hit another E. Could take this back in and chooses to do so.
Lots of damage back. Gets the rocket belt forwards. Flash forwards into raid. Setup goes golden. Dawning Shadow is there and buys Doomby a lot of time. Has his R back up. Finally knocked away, but onto over the wall. The ignite finally brings him low. Had to blow the flash, did Aki. But all the while, Dragon's going down.
A lot of issues.
That it is. NIP now rewarding into the enemy jungle. A Comet Spear into Smite combo gets one. Aki now trying to step on forward, but Feather desperately low. Glacier Fisher comes on down. TT looking to try and trade from that 1xn. Needs to find an angle. The depth charge comes down on top of him, so can't get any autos off as yet.
Look at the range!
Just doing insane damage from 30 miles away. He's a railgun! International Aki is dead. Solo kill gets it. Backline this Aatrox goes. And he is taking no prisoners. The world ender. At least the game ender. Leave flashes forward. Can't quite get the damage down onto 1xn, but a lone survivor as Hoya's Ghost will finally burn on down. Tries to go towards that wave, should pick it on out.
This is like an all-time Ascena stacking game, right? I don't know how the hell he did that. We missed it for a little while. We should have really kept it closer.
This is something of my issue with TT in this current iteration going towards Lucian games. I don't think the 1xn has played per se a bad Lucian game, but the team is not coordinated and comfortable enough in the early game to actually snowball with it. They need 1xn on late game insurance because they just need to be able to get to this stage and just have the guy blast out DPS in a team fight, because I don't know whether they've got the skill set to do it any other way. Hoya from this Siren has actually had a pretty good game on that champion. Closest member in gold to his opposite number. In comes the Grand Starfall. Niall looking for a backline angle. The HSO comes on down. They're trying to turn onto the great. The Crescent Guard comes on down. Niall flashing on out for a little moment. Doomby chunk low, shockwave onto him. The Akali goes golden, but I think Doomby is going to die. That's pretty significant. Now Niall, remember, very low. Doesn't have a lot of those cooldowns. Leave though. Dangerous. Potentially going to get some value. Got stunned up! Oh, the Lucian gets two! It's not over! It's not over! Solo kill caught up, and Setup gets another!
I am speechless. I'm legitimately speechless. A minute 30 edge just yet, and there is a Baron. But NIP have lost gold on this Baron push. And with it dying off now, they can't use that to brute shove the rest of the way.
Oh! Leave! Not again! No, leave! Survives this time. Just about out. Cullen comes across the wall. He's low, but not now. Dawning Shadow comes across. Does a fair amount of damage. Setup is going to be caught in that. Goes gold. Means the solo kill's gone very deep. Aki in the backline. Crescent Guard goes on down. Grand Starfall coming back in. Solo kill gets over the wall. Doomby this time. Flashing away. Broad passive. 1xn gets the autos. Vigilance passive blocking. Leave from 30 miles away. Doing his best, but 1xn not touched. Hoya gets the knock up. It's a 3v3. And I think, unfortunately, for the side of Thunder Talk, Leave this time survives the onslaught.
Satab almost made the hero play. The flash shockwave onto Leave. Put himself in front of everyone. Maybe he's gone towards some support items instead of full tank as well to help out his AD carry.
Right choice,
which is completely the correct. I don't see many people going toward this kind of build. Be huge value.
Set up. Oh, my day's gone golden, but he does have a flash. Needs to be potentially better. Going low. Glacier Fisher buys time. Look at Solical on the other side, very low. Gets a massive heal, though. My God. Trying to get some nice redemption comes through. Keep one alive. Feather is dead. Trying to get some value, but they've lost two. And 1xn just can't find the kills in NIP. Finally bring down Aki and Feather.
Be played by NIP and TT. While they won't lose the game here, it's another crushing loss from them.
You do need someone to bring regular anti-heal. Doesn't mean those shockwaves are more utility than raw damage against the tankier members in particular. Banshee's Veil being built towards by Doomby's got the Verdant Barrier, another inhibitor turret down, and Leave now at 199 stacks.
Jesus Christ.
Where's the 200 coming?
Well,
there it is.
And that 200 stacks on Senna. Folks, very rarely will you see this on a fasting setup. This is a farming Senna. Flash forward from Aki.
And Leave just gets to stand back. Still got the Dawning Shadow. They try to run away. TT pull the trigger to no avail. Doomby in the backside. Redemption comes up down. Doomby goes golden. 1xn trying to get some more down. Gets the culling down, but there's no damage to be found. The only thing being culled is his own team's base and life bars. Towards the Nexus turrets we go. Feather down. 5v4. Thunder Talk must do the unthinkable. Kill off the weapon to end all weapons. Leave as a Metal Gear. Kojima, take notes. He's throwing out shot after shot after shot. And the piercing darkness will throw Thunder Talk into the long, long dark of a game lost, you have to imagine.
I mean, there's no Akali else coming up in a couple of seconds. Great hook from Nightcat. Kills off Setup, and that will be the end of the game. Ninjas in Pyjamas fire back on their home stage and take a win against their ex-jungler in Aki on TT. well. Hoya goes back towards Nam. No, not that high priority right now, but is pretty damn good into the Cassante. It's a well-trusted matchup. Well, traveled matchup, rather.
That one which just immediately heading on over and stacking that one very, very early. And again, you're into a smolder. One of the old school win conditions is just hit Soul fast.
That, and also, I think this is not something which is well recognized by the league community. Skill issue, basically. Yeah, you gotta hit your shit.
It's like, I mean, I love the fact that, you know, it used to be Korean advice. It's now become skill issue. Aki actually needs to be a bit wary here. Hit by the Sonic Wave and the Resonating Strike. Flash on forward from setup. Get the Fate Sealed after. Now going to get hand shook. And we'll have to reset. Flash on down.
Feather's got the Ghost running.
Yeah, gets the Headbutt Pulve on 2, and now NIP in danger. Trying to Realm Warp out, will not do so. Lee sent down. Permafrost, bailout. Do and be down for the count. They get a double onto 1xN.
1xN gets a double before he even gets his ult. The
Has
Ghost
been really good, but not without his occasional
watch this again. The actual HP of the Dragon goes down very quickly. Good knockup. That's blind actually from setup. Here comes Niket rather.
Flail was put up forwards there by Aki, trying to body block off. Into the backline goes the Lee Sin. Had the Resonating Strike flashed away. Needs to try and ward hop out to safety and does so. Setup will rebind the soul, but Solo Killer's awaiting. Needs to try and queue through something and will die. Dragon for 1.
Dragon for 1 as Nio can't get the steal, but Setup stays way too long on his own in the backline.
One effective. You may well to see a very dead Smolder a lot. Nice little jump forward there from Hoya. Gets a massive chunk. Jumpy needs to be really aware.
Wow. Hoya, great combo. And this is why I didn't mind him picking up something like the Gnar. He is comfortable on this. See how he spreads out his Qs and his auto attacks to make sure it was prime damage coming through. Didn't waste any DPS there. Aki flew through to complete the kill, and Dibby did have flash. Couldn't use it.
I was ranting about Renata, and Doomby's just dead.
Yeah, he just hopped. Pop goes the Doomby. And it's on his... By the way, folks, I mean, I guess we didn't touch on this in...
true.
You're
so right.
This is Doomby's Rise. A champion which has been permanently banned away from it. First turret's going to go with TT on the top side of the map. That'll give them the feats of strength.
Against 3 grubs, by the way.
Yeah. Against 3 grubs, getting the first turret is...
Alex.
Yeah, we actually need an emote channel. That's a very good point. Ooh, not bad from setup. He's backwards. Get some damage onto Niket.
Herald doesn't get the charge.
It's gonna, and it's not going to. There's a smite on Nio. You can use it if he wants to.
Pathmaker behind. That's a massive all-out Fate Sealed. Interrupted because Nio was in the way. Kick back and a kill onto Setab.
Setab gets caught out by Solo Kill. Great angle. And the Herald doesn't even get anything in mid lane. TT. Backing up his Q. Solo Kill will see this. Able to punt someone away from the objective. Smolder not here yet. Everyone just teleported in. Realm Warp being used to reposition.
Here we go again. Teleport comes flying on through. Looking for some value on the backline. They dead. It's stolen by Nio. How does that happen? They kill off Solo Kill, but the Lee Sin, God of Smite, steals again, gets into the backline.
Yeah, Aki was focused on getting a fight, and Nio landed the Q on the Atakan. Now, Dragon is available, and Solo Kill is down. This might be the sole point, but giving over the Atakan, not really what you wanted there. They will get the objective and the kill. Can they get a tower afterwards? If they get that, I think they stomach it. But losing that out of Khan and giving some XP and some adaptive force over to NIP is not really... Go for a kickback on the turret. He's going to go for the ward hop. We'll see.
Thinking about it. There comes the tier 1 damage. They just pick it up. Nicely done. NIP away with that one of the gold lead now in NIP's favor just about.
The 3 grubs really helping them out with that top, that mid lane tower push. And TT have not been able to get the inroads on side lanes. They would have really liked to upset NIP when they start pushing in. Tower is undefended for now. There is a Realm Warp. So hang on, they're using it aggressively in mid lane.
1xN potentially in danger. Has got the flash. Gets room prisoned. Needs to back away. Flip kick. Insect. 1xN trying to kill her away. Flash. Slowed down by the smite. Glacial prison. 1xN. Footwork. Flash. Q3 from Solo Kill gets that one. Gorgeous stuff from NIP.
Doomby sets up the aggressive angle as TT leave 1xN too isolated in the mid lane, and it's on Baron Spawn. The skill check of Lee Sin is asked of to Nio, and he comes up with a fantastic answer. They'll be able to get their Baron on Spawn as TT lose a crucial kill onto their AD carry mid laner.
I thought that Glacial Prison had done it, and then the footwork flash from Solo Kill after. I want to see that replay because there's so much cool things happening.
Yeah, 1xN just did not respect the Rune Prison.
Yes.
The Rune Prison after the Realm Warp. He should have flashed earlier, I think. Doomby didn't have flash. There is no reason for him to get caught out like that. And a misstep from 1xN on something like that Kai'Sa. you know, he is a large amount of the damage that TT have. Also, I really think TT have been struggling to get their own aggressive combos down and stuff like the by the Rise at that point. And the rest of the team is just far too far away. They just disrespected Doombee's Rise, a classic of his, of course, and he gets a great ultimate there.
Him potentially starting in a minute though. Onyx getting a lot of damage. Doombee's low. Gets himself a bit of heal back with the redemption. Now Nio going on in. Tries to get the kick on forwards. Feather low. But he'll burn out. Leave. Gets that one with the execute. The stacks fully on in. And they get the kill on the Alistair.
Yeah, it's really dangerous when TT don't get the damage on leave. They can maybe get one kill there, but Smolder would clear up. That's why they have to call the retreat so quickly, and Setup wasn't in position again. TT are dying before they get everyone in position. Again, Yone was on the flank there, but couldn't get close enough to join the party itself. He's at 2 items, but NIP, they're going for a realm up forwards. I think they'll just leave it.
Oh, no, they won't.
They will. They won't go for the full engage. They leave the tank there. They'll just take the tower.
Does allow them to get the turret and the inhibitor after 40 seconds on Dragon. There's a world here actually where TT take the fight now around the Dragon because NIP have not been able to reset and spend all their ill-gotten gains.
NIP get themselves the full inhibitor in mid lane.
So, bit of a handshake comes on forward. Aki gets the kick. Nio now in danger of the hostile takeover. Lands with the Sejuani. Value coming on forward. They get the kill onto that Sejuani.
They just keep going back mid and they just keep getting kills. It keeps working for them. Feather, bunch of damage goes on to him. And TT, I think they've made one too many mistakes in the mid lane. Nio's Lee Sin strikes again.
That it does. They managed to get that one key pick onto the Kai'Sa and everything snowballs from there. TPing in an NIP, they found the chink in the armor and they've blown it wide open. Thunder Talk on the back foot, bleeding out. Had they got a final strike in them anywhere?
I just don't think they do. Smolder's still full HP. They still have Renata bail out. The turrets are falling. God, the Smolder damage is high.
3 items on this Dragon who's grown up a little. Hits the damage, getting more across, just continues, breathing on it. One to come to the backside, trying to get to value with setup. Unbinds his soul, but I think it'll be a little too permanent. Solo kill goes all out, and Antofo strikes him down. NIP 2-1.
TT have comfort on Rel. Why is Mel banned? Because there's a bug with her W and Dragon Soul right now. It's a whole interaction. Either way,
I'll be hearing you say it.
Yeah, there's a whole load of weird stuff going on with that, and there's a bug basically when
to your lanes as well in terms of where things are going. Very valuable second wards of the game. Good crash down now onto 369. Ignite popped as well. Not really do all that much. Flandre on the other side also in danger, but Tarzan is still here off the reset. Jackie, remember, doesn't have summoners to work with. It's a kill onto Flandre. Oh, top Esports, you've overplayed that on the other side of the map. Electro Harpoon slow. Gonna get the Conqueror stack. Gets over the wall.
Them not checking that, not having their camera over that bush. Shanks, ooh, not quite shot into turret.
Not quite. Now the turnaround comes on through, and Cream without much mana lead to all that much. Just trades of HP bars. Flandre potentially danger. Has got the equalizer. Will drop it onto the wave, but it's going to get dove on regardless. Into the wall they go. TP coming on through. It's Rel coming on up, but it's going to be a little too late. There's the wave at the very least. Flandre, but can't do too much more. Tarzan gets the Dragon on the other side.
Andre gets the wave, won't be able to get the next one. No one can teleport up there. So the top is what's now going to be a wave up on the entire map. As you can see, Jackal of top, Cream mid, 369 bot. They're farming 3 waves at once. On the other side, Anyone's Legend. Flandre was dead. Couldn't claim one of those waves, so Anyone's Legend have lost. I mean, I guess it's 150-ish gold for a wave, right? Something like that. Hang on a second, Gal has flash. Might have to use it here.
It was by themselves. Has the flash, gets driven into a wall and just dies. Decides against burning the summoners, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose Kanavi could flash Impale to follow, but
not really too... Hang on, actually, I say that. Shank's about to phase check. So snip inside the Hallowed Mist. Shanks will get a phase rush. He trades back well. Exhaust coming on down there. Forces the flash. Needles working. I think 369 might be getting a lot of snippet value. Not quite the kill.
Shanks blows that flash in a single auto is the difference. That Pantheon ulting topside now. Oh, 369. It's not an honorable 1v1. The Pan Man cometh and takes down the Gwen.
That they do. Oh, Gwen, I thought you'd done it, but the Molten Shield came on through.
Yeah.
Well, there are dragons on the rift, but they're being killed. So that feels... Gwen also. And then Gwen started running Exhaust to manage the phase rush. But now adding in a Rocket Belt and Swifties, I actually think that helps manage the Exhaust slowdown, so you can still run away. Now Shanks potentially in danger. Exhaust comes down from Kyle. Hung looking for an engage. Doesn't quite land the quickness until now onto Shanks. Now Shanks, I think is just likely in danger. The Impale will be about to come on through. Heartsteel proc is good. Finally Kyle goes on in. I don't think they're going to find all that much value here.
Not sure about using the ult there, Kyle. I think you just leave your mid lane here and you leave. Shanks, his ultimate
multiple autos, or two. Not going to happen right now. Kyle at about half. A bit dicey for them. May need to reset. Flandre there, potentially on a really good angle here for an equalizer. Gonna stick around.
Yeah, but like his equalizer's not his power with this build. It's actually much more about his own kind of overheating, getting the phase rush to keep his auto attacks from his overheat down. He doesn't have a Leandries, doesn't have a Bloodletters. God damn, that's a lot of objective damage. That dragon is getting absolutely shredded. Toppies, can they get back in time to wave clear mid? That's gonna be a problem. AL might have just set up a bit of a trap here for Top Esports. I think they'll just take the tower.
Hang on, Equalizer's going to come on down. They're going to get to the backside. It's onto Cream, so he's going to be denied for getting on in. Dracula flashing on out. Grand Starfall comes on top of Cream, who does shuffle away. Footwork, getting into the backline is Tarzan with a shield ball. Throws down the Aegis Assault. Hung, the battle dancing in. Got so much value. Will finally go down. Impale is going to get value. Gwen traded for Pantheon. Health bars low. Generally speaking for Top Esports. Shanks looking for potential angle. With a flash! Disintegrates! Darth Vader and Boba Fett at arms. They find everyone! Top Esports turned into the bottom.
Anyone's Legend lay a trap for Top Esports on their way back
out to the back end of it.
And the more I look at this top lane matchup, why didn't they just take the Rumble, man? You are much more comfortable with the Rumble side of that matchup. I think 369, his Gwen has not impressed me this year, whereas his Rumble has. I'm surprised at this. I'm surprised that we called it out before. Flandre, standing and fighting pretty damn well. I mean, the W wasn't bad there from 369. The equalizer basically doesn't get any damage through. That's Khan. Started up. I'm not really sure how serious AL are about this.
No, if he can drive through the wall as well. Keeping Skarner out of the pit from this side of the map can be very tricky.
Well, into Khan, may strike again. Shanks no flash. Cream closer to the Annie than potentially you'd like to be. Teleport up from the Gwen. Rumble to that from the bot side. His equalizer's not up just yet. Remember, this build is less about the equalizer. Actually more about his just regular flame spitter overheaty stuff.
Oh, Flandre, remember, doesn't have the equalizer. Will rocket belt away. Karzan, though, in danger. Doesn't have the flash. Gets driven into the wall. Hope, though, because try and free fire, has gone and made sure he transcends oneself. The Azir gets the Pantheon, but into the backline, Gwen gets the Rumble as well. That's just a little bit too far from AL.
Great engage from Hung and Kanavi. I think in their last series, Hung was really struggling to land engages. He was pretty hard diff by On, but that's a much better look in from him. 0, 1, and 7. One more to go. Spartan. Kyle goes for the engage on the other side, but he's gone way too deep.
Hope's trying to get value, but again, doesn't have the ult. Flashes on in. Does get the Skarner knocked up by 2. The grand entrance is AL's exit. They're all gone.
They're all gone. Jaculov uses the ult to make sure that Shanks goes down. Cream also dies, but the DPS is done. And it's not like you need to have everyone alive like the Baron when the objective goes down. They will claim the feathers and Top Esports around the Atakan, get themselves well back into the...
Nara, sometimes you don't have the ult, your damage sometimes just isn't quite the same.
This was what happened in the 1v1. Tried to cancel a recall out, but actually 369 standing and fighting well. We quite got called out. Gwen for not being that effective earlier. Finding out the... hang on a second, this is a very low dragon. It's gone down. Top Esports get the second of the game.
They do indeed. On towards potential blue buff invade, but Tarzan will pick that one up and back away. Gold is pretty much even, actually, to be fair. But the last few moments have been a bit awkward from anyone's
great position to control how the game plays out. That is always a terrifying thing. Regardless of the form of Top Esports, if Kanavi has tools, he can do special things.
100% KP alongside Hung as well, right? That's a big deal.
Yeah, the jungle support really playing well today. I think against BLG, I think this is a better series from him already now in this first game. Has Flash, has Ghost. Man, if he has ult and Ghost, jump out onto him. Flandre's walked up too far now. Has Flash, might be forced to use it.
Will work, trying to phase rush out. Damage comes on forwards. There's a bit of a stun, try and buy stun, but Kyle cannot do enough. They'll try and get some value, but Flandre's a dead mecha. Kyle will flash on out. I'm not talking about the Euler in chat.
Yeah, he's a bit more like a Zaku than a Gundam in this really one. The damage profile.
Wrapping around, gonna face check Shanks, who gets a fair amount of damage down onto that Azir. Ow, 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 ow. Managed to get away, loses about 2/3 of the HP bar, and that might actually prevent the Baron.
Cream, what is that face check? Come on, man. That is a genuine Baron angle with Flandre dead. Now, with him resetting, there's no real chance to do much outside of that. Shanks has himself flash for a stun. Potentially could keep going forwards as well with Kyle just around the corner. Plans on Jaculov, it was a bit harder to do. Hope able to get the end of turret. This is all coming from Cream. Not having a great fight. Kanavi caught out.
Trying to catch Hope, but that means actually AL turn onto the river. They're TPing in themselves. The Rumble coming across. 369, look at flag angle. Magnet Storm crashed down. Jaculov immune to the stun by making sure he goes to the sky. The Grand Starfall trying to bring down the Zaya. Bird skewered. All the while Flandre trying to run away. Needlework going on down. Flandre goes golden for a moment or two. The Arc of Judgment and Ruin. Disintegrate comes on top of the Azir, who is incinerated, turned to ashes, and they come away with 3. They lose Flandre on the TP, but the damage is done.
3 for 1, and all of this comes off of Cream's face check into Shanks around the first Baron start. Top Esports go from a winning position around the objective to a harsh losing one as Cream loses too much HP to be on the field. Top Esports will be able to get the mid lane out of turret, I think, with the Nash's Tooth Gwen hitting away on it, but losing the Baron is a devastating blow to Top Esports. Anyone's Legend take a great play out of Fog of War from Shanks to transform into a choke point team fight into the Baron, and now they're ahead of the game.
369 teleports trying to catch
No, this is not bad actually from Top Esports. The tower's going to be done before they don't want to use it. They will need to keep the equalizer up for the next dragon is what they want to do. They'll trade turret for turret, but is an ineffective out. Kind of insane given how late into the game it is. Top Esports will get some respawns through.
Down from Kyle. There's an infinity issues built from Hope. He's going to try and find value. Grand Starfall comes through, equalize it. The choke point means that Jackal is struggling to get forward to get value. Will try and root up Plunder. It doesn't quite. Skarner is eviscerated. Shanks over the wall. Gets on the Jackal. Finally goes to the cover. The Venator means nothing. Another stun. Goes golden. Shanks with a glorious angle. 3-6 will at least bring down Unara, but it's in a 1v3. How much more can they do? Quite a lot. I think if they can get a Q off, but no. Is taken out all the while. Cream does bring down Shanks. I think it ends up being a 3-for-2 in favor of AL.
Yeah, both carries go down from Anyone's Legend, but they do manage to take out 3, and they'll get the dragon. So Anyone's Legend get what they came for. They'll get the dragon and get their second of the game. Stop Top Esports from getting their far behind in gold. You can only see it's 1,000 gold the difference.
Very manageable.
The top of the screen. Baron started up. Kanavi can tank this for a decent while.
Disappear as well. Remember how much DPS they have here. They're going to try and turn around with the Hunger Flashes away, but that's only the support. That's not really going to be anybody in the pit. Tarzan flashes in! Doesn't get the secure. Now he's into the pit. Does not quite go down. Impale comes on top. He's got the GA to work with. Baron is Top Esports nonetheless. Kyle tries to get in the backline. Cream on top of the equalizer. Stuns up. Flashes out. Big engage in the backside. The quickness comes on that, but they're still going to lose. Jackie Love with the feathers! Hope is dead! Hope is dead! And anyone's Legend! No one's fools! Top Esports make them laughing stocks.
The Anyone's Legend cartographers right on the map. Around the Baron pit, abandon Hope, all ye who enter here. They flash into the pit. Hope tries to flash forward to kill Cream. Doesn't manage to do so, and it's another game where late game Unara just cannot match the promise of someone like the Xayah and the Azir. Top Esports outscale, outfight, win game 1.
It's a wonderful game, exciting, back and forth, and in the end, Top Esports hit their break points. We wondered whether it would happen at 34 minutes in with a broken hand. Top Esports are looking to end this one in decisive fashion around the Baron.
Top Esports, they managed to scale into the game. A wonderful game from Kanavi. Stops the shockwave pressure being nearly as much. You can bounce ricochets around the place, and one of the annoying things to the Wukong is that your clone becomes another avenue for ricochets to bounce around the team.
Should be able to get back, but I wonder whether he's going to stick around and try and get this wave shoved. It's a bit bold, but he gets away with it.
Kanavi is going to just make sure that Cream's set. Hang on a second. Q's coming in. Clockwork wind-up. It's just around the corner. Wave's not fully crashed in. Kanavi really just trying to make sure that Tarzan is not able to enter mid lane.
Yeah, Kanavi walks up, gets his Conquest up. I hope he's now roaming on down. He came from the top side because, of course, he lanes all hung now here. Body block not there for the Void Seeker. Kanavi low, flashes out. Hope flashes on forward, gets the order. Now Tarzan go back on in. Looking to get some more values. Cream flashes out to safety. Hung, though, has been hung out to dry. I think another passive auto from Hope, and the Acathian Rain. Single target is enough to bring down another one. 2 kill Kaiser. Threatening me is now at 3rd HP.
Kanavi starting up Dragon. Doesn't have flash or ult. Hope is pretty strong too. It is the Scion.
Oh boy.
The train stops at Kanavi's station, and it's a 3rd kill for Hope's Kaiser.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, Hope's Kaiser just somehow has a way of doing this. I mean, at MSI, it felt like teams just forgot this champion existed for him. LPL Kaiser is good. Hope is one of the best. Not finishing all the grubs. Now, a lot of the time, junglers will still leave that 3rd one because it's just not time efficient to kill it. And trying to contest Kanavi and bot side now. Tarzan really wanting to keep ahead of this enemy jungler. Flash Cyclone.
Just get part 1 coming on down. Shunk onto Hung again. Doesn't have the flash. Or in fact, anything resembling defenses. Tarzan are potentially danger. The corner, the gravity field gets knocked up, does go down. Shanks trying to trade on out. The Arcane Storm was going to also burn out. Kanavi goes down. Cream continues to try and trade. Hook away from Kyle. It's a 2-for-1 for AL.
Said, not bad turnaround from Kanavi. I mean, Shanks has red buff as well, which means that if he stays out of combat, he'll start to regen up a little bit. He took that from Hang on Hope. Yeah, now you don't have that flash, so that's the flash down. Barrier down, so he still has ult to work with.
Oh, Feral Scream comes on down. Feast still available. It's not available. 3-600 still on cooldown.
He's not a minion.
Come on forwards. Forcing to flash all the way bot side. Hang on.
Solo kill from Flandre.
Come on in. Killer Instinct available. Jackalove now walking on up. Has the on the hunt. He's got the Moon Towels and a Dream.
Top Esports, they have that flash on Siva, remember? Didn't use it the last time. That could be important. Flash away from Kyle, gets the lollipop around the wall.
Flashes around, away, gets the depth charge down. That's going to be the pickup on the Dragon by the side of the Shin Zhao for Kanavi. Fight afterwards, though, into the backside. Feast available. Can't quite get it. It's a 1-for-1. Jungler for jungler. Hung in the backside, trying to keep Hope away from the play, as they're all the while Top Esports command distance down. At least one more member. Cream trying to get some value back. Hung survives. Ends up being a 2-4.
Doesn't have something like Leandries or Bloodletters or Riftmaker. That's a catch out in the river onto the Wukong.
They're trying to jump onto him. Hung is there. Kyle, though, getting the Ghost procs, getting some good passive orders done. The staggering blows value. Kanavi in the backside with the audacious charge. Over comes Jackie trying to get down the boomerang blades. Kanavi dead, though. And they just don't have enough in the tank.
Jungle support diff is pretty heavy in this game. Tarzan is... Oriana can't really do it against the Rod of Ages. I do think it leaves him a little low on damage, but with Kai'Sa being so far ahead, you feel better again about that.
Yeah, they do. And again,
around Vision and jungle support plays in River. If you get mid lane turret down, that just gets even worse, right? It's so much worse to play around. Cho'Gath is probably dead here too. 4v1 dive.
Yeah, damage comes on forwards, and 369 is rolling the 3 there. The Cho'Gath doesn't have Feast, doesn't have a lot to say. Hope gets to sit here and order this turret now. He would have used the supercharge for the extra speed. Can't quite clear the turret on this wave, but does get the majority of it. We've got 3 grubs as well, so I don't think it'll take much more than the next wave. Hung looking for an angle there, just some hex flashes and punts, shanks away.
Boop. So Herald not finished just yet. Of course, it was peeled off of to go towards top side. Kyle doesn't have flash.
Okay, well, now for some potential turnaround. Hung gonna step on forwards. Unbreakable will rolling. Kanavi with the Crescent Guard up as well, but I think that's about a timeout. No, the card is broken. Hope hasn't gone on in. The Arcane Storm has done a fair amount of work. 369
Feast is coming.
On the flank. Blast going over the wall. Nah, that's not fair. 369 flashing on forwards. Does get the Feast regardless. 2-1 down. Top Esports getting value. Shockwave on in. Not the highest damage though. Flandre still trying to get to the backside. Oh, there goes Hope. And the Killer Instinct onto the jungle. Does get some back. Tarzan about 3rd HP. Shank's being chunked, but over goes Tarzan. Nimbus strike in. Warrior Trickster out.
Ends up being, what, a 2-for-1, all things said and done. Top Esports lose the 1. Anyone's Legend, 2 down, 369. I'm not actually sure if he got the kill with his Feast.
Help pick up a second dragon here. For Anyone's Legend, 369 looking to pick up this turret. Help even up some of those gold discrepancies. Again, it is only second dragons. It's not exactly like Anyone's Legend. Have been super fast stacking those. We need another 10 minutes realistically to have that as a true threat. AL now collapsing in this mid lane, looking to pick up the turret here after the dragon, so additional bonus wins there.
So the Yunara not really being in a great position to follow up on engage. Not gonna be a problem with that Kai'Sa, of course, one of the best in the game at doing that. Just upgraded the boots, by the way, to the blah 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 ones. Prompting 4 over here.
And Void Seeker comes on through. Troll on the river, very much Anyone's Legends. At least you've got like this Cho'Gath, you can theoretically fetch it. Rupture does land. It's only onto the side, not the easiest target. Feral Scream comes down. Tarzan looking for the angle. Can look for the big cyclone. Flash over the wall. Gael into the staggering blows. Kanavi already 0 and 6, trying to find some value. And Tarzan says, absolutely not. It's a cyclone in a choke point. Typhoon season hits. And Top Esports get whacked in that tri-brush. They lose the Cho'Gath. Big chunk though. Onto the Nautilus, needs to back away. Atakan up.
Even with the Crescent Guard going onto the Shockwave got 0 value. I still think that Anyone's Legend just have way too many stats to work with. Top Esports trying to get control of the Tri-Brush to stop Atakan being a huge threat. Now walking into the bot side jungle. Atakan's not going to be taken. The Herald was summoned. Ends up taking the mid lane out of turret. Hope will finish up the mid lane in a turret with the 3 grubs, and Top Esports too far behind. Too much gold onto that Kai'Sa means that your front line cannot play the same way it would do in an even game.
Alright, now towards the Atakan again. Anyone's Legend looking to threaten Top Esports. 369, exhausted, needs to flash away the double knockup. Try to turn around with a Rupture though. Kanavi missed the win, becomes lightning, means he can't audacious charge in. Damage onto Tarzan though is low. Hook onto Kanavi. Crescent Guard comes over and he lost as well. A double towards this Kai'Sa, who is utterly unreal fed in this game.
Exactly what they've been doing. 8-0-2 is Hope's Kai'Sa so far ahead, and it's another team, another game where Hope's Kai'Sa has been overlooked. Another Mountain Dragon goes towards Anyone's Legend, makes it even worse. Jackie desperately needs a mortal reminder, and he desperately
hang on. Looking to catch up this bot lane. They overshoved. Tarn is coming. Cream's theoretically in danger. Does manage to get away for now. trying to get a bit of a speed up, and Cope finds an angle with the W. Killer Instinct and Cream about to be eaten. He is dessert, and Tarzan is the one buying.
Hope ends up tagging onto the plasma and finishes
Hung trying to fight for vision in River, and instead realizes this is not your
Yeah.
River, Hung.
Unfortunately, he is on the gallows this time around, and Shanks will ensure that the noose of the shockwave brings him back to his death. Tarzan now on a potential flank angle. Don't need to find too much.
It
Let's
is
see.
a very good item. It's a very good item, all things said and done, in fairness. Baron started up. Catch onto Kyle. Don't think it's going to matter that much.
Flandre, there's a TP into the pit. Tarzan's kind of waiting.
Wow.
And they just blow up Kanavi. Tarzan gets ruptured. Trying to turn this around, but unfortunately that Joker, oh my god, just blows up Kyle, but will die for it as Hope unleashes the Acathian Rain. Acid Rain is dangerous, coming to the backline. Another Acathian Rain. It keeps on pouring. Torrential stuff from Hope, who helps pick up the full damage. Hunger's respawned and turns up, but again, he's got a Hex Flash and a Smite and a Dream.
And while 369 manages to get into the pit to get a chomp down onto Kyle, it's just the support. It's only one player down. It's a 4-for-1 right now, Hung. He has a Spellbook Smite, but he's not going to get anywhere close. He'll get soloed out by Shanks, who's got the Shockwave back up and available. Ooh. Another steak dinner served up. Baron onto 4 members. Kyle, not sadly going to be a recipient of that, but, you know, he'll be comboed up with enough players to make the use of the Baron. So anyway, 10 kill Kaiser. Jesus, that is taking no prisoners.
Shanks backs for a Bloodletter's Curse and a Medjai's is very happy in this game. Tarzan will Warrior Trickster away from some danger. There's a knock up onto Shanks, turning this around there with the side part 2. The damage comes on through, and already trying to get some value. They're all going down. It's a triple to Kaiser. Hope looking for more. Won't be able to get anything beyond the triple, but very happy indeed.
Anyone's Legend are so far ahead. The blatant caster curse of, wow, he just bought a Medjai. Shanks is happy. Does not turn into a curse onto Shanks. He just
Gets
about
away
lives.
with it.
Gets away with it. And Kanavi, well, what's the scoreline now? 0-8, 0-9. It's not pretty, is what it is. 0-9 shins out. This champion has been well and truly feasting for the carry, and Hope goes forward to Chakula. Another kill onto him as Hope, the assassin of the AD carries. Shows why you must respect his Kaiser.
Yeah, and does it using Jackie Love's skin as well.
Fist bump. I'll have one last game today.
Lead there, Flandre, who's a fat 10 CS, and Hope currently with a bit of the shove. Bit of advantage down there as well. Mid lane though, Shanks might now be in a lot of danger. Gonna try and realm warp out the flag and drag knock up means he's going nowhere.
Good gang from Kanavi.
Doesn't need
Attacks onto that dragon. A bit of a contest here, Knavi. Just looking. Queen comes over the wall, across the veil. Can maybe look for Tarzan now, who's going to be in a spot of bother. Dragon secure though nonetheless. Good Bramble Smash Smite combo. Damage onto Shanks. Going to get low. Does manage to flash over the wall and stay alive. Knavi low. Flashing forward and Guile. Oh, get the kill.
Close.
Now in danger himself. Going to put out the focus resolve onto Jackleb and get the root onto him. But the follow up over the wall gets the kill for the Aurora. Flash on him from Tarzan. Helps get that kill. Glenn's all down. They're so low. Not everyone dying. Shanks trying to get some flux across. Misses the overload. Finally gets something back, but will fall. It's a mess in the river. Navi Hung now roaming on up, and Snarzan just left. Is now potentially going to come right back the way he came. He's got Nature's Grasp,
bit of
but
an
I don't know
issue.
though.
Doesn't have flash. Cream can use the ult to cancel it. Flash forward for the Braum Q, and the ult. And Shanks, well, in a topical, hung out to dry. Yeah, so Hung has been, not well received by the LPL community at points. Of course, it's Tarzan. I do not think you win this play.
Does have flash, can use the phase rush, and they go. The twisted advance means nothing. Now the Cataclysm coming on down, and TS can keep on going. Kanavi flashing for more. Kyle with the heal. Is it going to be enough as Flandre? He throwing out some last rites, getting some autos down. Jackie looking to hunt for a bit more, and well, gets his way as well, but has to burn his own flash alongside that heal early.
Tarzan greeds for that position in the river. Doesn't get the grubs as an Ezreal trying to look for a steal, and will not get it. Kanavi will be able to smite that away.
Kanavi and Hung on the play. I think Flandre could be in danger here, mate.
I mean, you can stop the recall with a Braum Q or a Draven flag, like that. Thank you for showing us that. Now, he can dunk down onto him. There's no flash on Flandre, so he's going to get stuck up here either way. Kanavi can dunk on him at any different points. Might just wait for Cream to come forwards. Which ult do you want to use, Julius the Flag Drug? In fact, the answer is none of them.
Yeah.
Flandre caught alone on that side lane, and Anyone's Legend are so far behind in jungle support that they can't save their top laner. The split pusher of the Yorick is now behind the Aatrox, who's safely farming on the other side, and first tower will go to the side of top esports in the top lane.
And be as safe as possible. As the jungle just continues to be threatened by bunnies and Jarvans who go between worlds. Tarzan going to try and get realm warped out to safety. Will do so.
Could lose this ball.
Flandre out to get this turret by himself. Does get that at the very least. So the split push option there from the Yorick could maybe another way back into it. Of course, Cream trades it out well on the other side, so it doesn't really lead to any actual meaningful advantage. At least anyone's Legend are getting something on the map.
Will help them get to the objective quicker.
I made that one happen. Barrage comes across a couple. Nice shield though from Kanavi. The Nature's Grass comes on down at 3 HP. Tarzan can potentially look for the steal. Remember, they got the Q, trying to keep him away. He does steal it, but will trade his life for it. Lucian's the one who picks it up. Hope gets over the wall. Needs to keep running. His 369 has been slowed down by the saplings. They get most of what they came for. Shanks should be able to ult on out to safety and does.
I mean, Tarzan just gets the smite. It's not even a Q smite. Top Esports not able to keep anyone's Legend away from the objective. And for all their slow setup, they don't execute well on the keep away mechanics. 369, my dude?
No, not like that. That's unfortunate. Like Kanavi flags and drags on through. Maybe he don't turn around. The healing is pretty ridiculous. Cataclysm comes across, wading down onto 2. Good damage, but the True Shot Barrage.
What are they doing?
Damage. They've gone so deep. Them goes hung and gets picked up by Hope. It's a 3rd kill for him. Cream now needs to keep running. Needs to keep on trying to find his way away, but the slows keep running. Flash on out, but now Jackie. Kanavi going on in. Shanks has still got a shield. A flash from Kanavi still going to go down. 2v3. Cream still low. In goes Jackie. At least gets one with the Vigilance passive. The double taps are there. The Lucian, the Light Slinger finally falls as Flandre throws a whole lot of Morning Mist and the last rites are done.
Cream's out of mana, hasn't got his ult, doesn't really have many ways out of this. Tarzan can get that route. Flandre will come on over. A Morning Mist, a swing of the shovel.
Nice.
And anyone's Legend will take down the entire team of Top Esports.
Surely, TP now coming on forwards. Bramble Smash and Smite means this is likely just going to be
Teammates.
over. So, Top Esports, 2,000 gold ahead now. Not what they were. 3 items on Hope. 3 items on Flandre. Tarzan, ow. That one stings. But again, Jonathan being 2.5k ahead. How scary is that at this point in the game? I don't know. Cream, though,
there's a lot of missing
might be.
flashes. Kanavi can get a Cataclysm here. Flag drag out, potentially.
Nature's Grass comes across, gets interrupted by a Tree Shot Barrage from that. Hope still staying alive. Lots of shields coming down in courtesy of the Karma, but they've lost the tree. Realm Warp out, looking to get some damage down as Flandre now in danger. Tries to get something here, but this Yorick is dead. That's much better from Top Esports. Punishing back, at least he gets one. The health bar's still quite low at Hope. Hang on, can he dance around this?
Now uses his E. I don't think he can fight now. That's down. Trying to walk forwards. Kanavi could potentially look for a flag drag forward. It ends up being 3 for 2 in the top side jungle. Top Esports and won't do so. Blue try and get used. They all know the Baron is going down.
Nature's Grass comes across.
Smite.
2,000. Oh, my days. He did go in for the Q Smite. Couldn't quite make it happen. That means that Top Esports have got the Baron and the fight after. Between Worlds comes on through. Kanavi, Cream chasing for more. Hope flashes out. Cataclysm down. Arcane Shift trying to continue hopping his way through for the flag. The drag. Hope with the shield, but Karma cannot keep their AD carry alive. Shanks trying to get value here with the Smell Flux, but Jackie Love just glides away. The relentless pursuit towards victory here. Top Esports finally find it. The straw that will bake. AL's back.
Shanks can't get the 1v1, and his death is signed off for with Love. Jackie Love, in this case, gets the 1v1 against the Rise as Top Esports. They will not fall to a Top Esports Baron of old. They will claim it. Tarzan flashed in, failed to secure. And Top Esports will see AL to a negative series win rate of 2 and 3 in their first 5 series.
The spring champions are humbled by the winter ones. 12 and 1 is Cream on the Aurora. And Top Esports clear.